Hi, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is going to be your general reading for January 2020. I am using the Impressionist Tarot. We will be clarifying with La Vida Sibila, and we will pull either, I didn't offer this on the other readings, but we will be pulling either a Golden Nostradamus and or a romance card, okay? We'll just see what it has to say. So let me go ahead. I've already done some shuffling and meditation on your sign. I cannot figure out my lighting, y'all. I'm going to get it straight one of these days, I promise. And so let me go ahead and turn the camera around so that we can get started with the reading, okay? Now, I'm going to put one more shuffle on here. And this is going to be a mini cross reading. I can't find my timer. To the person who's laughing at me about my timer, I have misplaced it, so I just ordered 2 of them on Amazon. So hopefully they'll be here pretty soon. All right, so we're going to start right in the center, as this is where we are at the moment. This is the energies that we're in at the moment. The High Priestess. Can you see that? The High Priestess. This is the unknown energy, what we think will happen or what we expect will happen, or maybe what catches us by surprise. The King of Cups. This is our foundation, what we know to be true and what we stand on. The Two of Cups. This is the near or distant past. And the reason it's either near or it's distant is because, and distant can mean like last week out to 6 months ago, okay? Near could be right now or coming up. Oh, wow. The Six of Cups. Well, this looks like a romance issue. And some of you are doubting perhaps the sincerity of this King of Cups here. Lastly, this is the near or distant future. The Queen of Wands. Well, now this changes everything. And the reason why I say that is because I have seen when the, the High Priestess show up, what we're talking about is a second woman in the picture that you don't know anything about. Okay. What is over the whole reading? We have the Six of Swords. Well, that's quite interesting. Now, I have 2 cups. Oh, actually I have 3 cups. And a wand with a water element in the center, representative of the moon. And I have 2 twos. 2 twos speak to a wedding, an engagement, and or a commitment. But 2 twos also say that decisions need to be made. That there's some kind of choice that someone has or needs to make. So what I'm going to do is let me give you the meaning of this. Her name escapes me. Let me give you the meaning of this card. Her name escapes me. The High Priestess. There we go. Had a brain fart there for a moment. Again, doesn't really tell me a whole lot. It only says that the cycles of life that you are experiencing are natural and completely predictable. If you need confirmation of that fact, ask an older woman for advice. The key words are mysteries, secrets, wisdom, intuition, and second sight. Now, I will also say that this, on the off chance that this is not a romance thing, this Two of Cups can show up in a business situation, in which case this person, this Queen of Wands, might be a business person Okay, she might be an entrepreneur, runs her own business, someone who's creative, has a lot of irons in the fire. Then we would look at this King of Cups as someone having to do with the law. So this could be some type of legal issue, contractual issue, a business partnership or collaboration. So I'm not going to rule that out as well. I do feel, basically, however, that this is more so on the romance side due to the number of cups here. I don't know if this is someone that you know from childhood. It could be a very, very close friend, one that you've known for a long time. This is what that Six of Cups normally represents. It represents kindness, nostalgia, childhood friends. It can even speak to, I've seen it sometimes show up when it speaks about travel, like going back to your hometown. Maybe you met up with your old, excuse me, boyfriend from high school and a connection was made or forged. But yet and still, I have two women presented here, and I cannot ignore that fact. Now, this Six of Swords is traditionally the idea of moving from troubled waters to calmer waters, right? We know that even though we can move, this is about either literally or psychologically or mentally moving away from some situation that may have been vexing you to gaining a little bit of clarity. I have even seen it show up when you literally made a move. You went someplace and you made a move. And if that's the case, it was around water, by water, near water. This could be the beach, the ocean, a lake, a river, a stream, a creek. I feel what stands out to me the most about this Six of Swords is the idea that there's a bridge over this. So there are two connecting things. There's a thing in the center that connects the other two sides. Does that make any sense? And we see the boat here. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see. What? It's the shadow. The boat there, I'm trying to get it in, is half sank in the water. Okay, so it kind of says to me that whatever this mental or literal thing was, it's kind of underwater right now. It's not going anyplace. It's not moving, even though maybe it was and now it's stopped. This could be due to the Mercury retrograde influence. And so what I'm going to do is I really want to know what this High Priestess is trying to tell me here. Okay. I do feel that this Queen of Wands is a formidable opponent. And quite determined. So let's pull some cards on this High Priestess here right in the center. Now, this reading stands for same-sex and or heterosexual, whomever's going to take the role of the female and whomever's going to take the role of the male. The story applies, okay? The Lamante, male. The Costanza, which is the Perseverance card. And the Lecherezza. Now, there's two things that this is telling me. I'm not exactly certain if... Okay, let me start over. What this is telling me is that there definitely is a third party in this situation. But that for one of these individuals, this person is always only going to be the lover. They're never going to be the husband. You're never going to be number one in the relationship. The Perseverance card says that you've been doing this for a long time. You've been standing firm, you've been standing true in the fact that, hey, this is finally going to happen. Maybe the person has been telling you, just wait, I got to get this straight, I got to get that straight, whatever the case may be. And you've been doing that. The Lecherezza card is called the carefree or the carelessness card. And what this says is that basically you have misjudged a person and or a situation for quite some time. There's this a thing about waiting associated with this card. You see he's at the outside the window. There's nobody at the window. And so there's this thing, this association of having to wait. The person speaks sweet words. This is the Knight of Cups in this card. So this is the messages coming from this particular king here. And that he's been telling you this for quite some time. But yet, to this date, the situation has not changed. I do feel that you realize this, or you are coming to that realization. Your intuition has been telling you this. In fact, I think you've always known it. But yet you persevere, okay? And with the Lecherezza card, it kind of says, and there's no softer way for me to say it, but it kind of says that all of your faith and waiting pretty much is in vain. So what I'm going to do is pull cards on this Queen of Wands to see what she can tell me. The Consolante Sorpresa. The Riunione. Can you see that? Holy shit. Excuse my language. And the Bambino. Because sometimes this card speaks about children. Okay. It's a 6. Consolante Sorpresa is this idea of luck that happens out of the blue. Not really that it happens out of the blue. That you've been doing a few things here and there, and you may happen to be in the right place at the right time. And what you gained or what you captured or the luck that fell into your lap really wasn't what you were searching for, but nevertheless, it is something positive. We see here with this La Riunione. The La Riunione is just that. It is a meeting. It can be a reunion. In terms of locations, it will have to do with perhaps places in the country, a farmland, where there's agricultural set. Now, what it means, it means a reunion. It can mean a meeting. And this meeting can be any place. It can be at a bar, on the street, at a coffee shop, at a library. But sometimes it can also be the idea of having gone to an office space. Now, I don't see the Dottore here, but I do have the Bambino. Now, there's two things about the Bambino. The Bambino can simply be the birth of something new, a brand new thing coming into being, but it could also speak to the idea of the birth of a child on the way, okay? In which case, we're going to be looking at a male child. Now, that doesn't tell me whether this is you or whether this is you, or even if really the idea is that this may be two different aspects of yourself. Maybe you are believing that the person will never ask you to marry them. It's not giving me all of that information. So in that case, what do we need to do? We need to look at the king. So let me pull these cards on the king here. Okay? To see what this water sign, and so water sign person, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, this Ace of Wands lady could be the Queen of Wands could be Aries, Leo, and or Sagittarius. But the High Priestess always represents the moon. Always. So she really is going to be associated with the signs of either Cancer or Pisces, due to the fact that Pisces is ruled by Neptune and Neptune rules the moon. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm trying to. It doesn't rule the moon. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Let's take a look at this king quickly. The Lamante, the Gran Signore, and the Donna de Servizio. The King and the Queen of Cups. A couple, a married couple. Here with the Donna de Servizio, which says that conditions have changed for them and something quite wonderful and quite positive is on the way. Now, just because this is the Queen of Cups doesn't necessarily mean she is this card, but it very well could be. So this would mean that perhaps maybe this Queen of Wands could be the side chick and not the other way around, as I have spoken. But because the cards, these sets of cards that I pulled on the two different women, are speaking two different stories. This is talking about some kind of lover who's been the same and the situation has now been misjudged. You've misjudged it. This speaks about some kind of fortuitous meeting and luck in which something new is born out of it. Could be quite literally something born out of this meeting. But yet this king up here is speaking to me most definitely that he's already in a committed relationship. The other thing about the Donna de Servizio is that it would tell me that this couple tends to be perhaps maybe upper middle class, because simply of the idea that only rich women back in the day were able to have ladies' maids. But there's another thing here, because what it speaks to is a really positive type of relationship. Now, where does that leave you if you're the side chick? I don't know, and I don't know what to tell you about that. Let me bring to you the, let's see. That's interesting. Okay, I was reading on something about the Bambino here. So what I'm looking at is, I think she is the 8 of diamonds. Let me see. Indeed. Basically, it is used when it shows up. It speaks to the dynamics between a couple, because it indicates a harmonious relationship where the partners help one another, and sometimes to receiving an engagement. It is not near any negative cards. The flowers and the hanky represent a gift of great value. Excuse me. That is how the relationship presents itself. Basically, that's really all that it says. It indicates receiving help and support and the beginning of new conditions. Okay, that's it. So I feel that this is both things at the same time. Okay, I was discussing that with you. I'm going to pull, because I don't think the romance angels can answer this. So I want you to formulate a question for the Golden Nostradamus, and let's see what he has to say about it. If he can give us more insight, because it really reads like both things at this. It really reads like there's a third party in this. That really is the energy that comes off. Whether he's married to this high priestess, and I don't think he's married to the high priestess. I think he's either married to or about to become engaged to, and they are expecting, perhaps the news will come, they are expecting a baby, perhaps after trying for a long time. And so if you are this Queen of Wands, then what this is saying is that he has somebody on the other side. But yet and still, I think what I find to be most fascinating about this is that the commitment that he feels to both women is true. right? He's in love with two women at the same time. He does love both of them. What do you do? I don't know. So here we go. That sounds like a Vesta thing. One man and two women vying and competing for the attention of the male. That's a Vesta problem. It is the cat. Can you see that? Let me try to. There we go. I'm so sorry that I'm going to have to figure this lighting out. So let me read this to you. The cat, el gato, the chat. With sweet little words and a pleasant face, the traitor convinces and gains your good graces. This is an ill-omened card that predicts betrayal, or encourages you to reflect on trust you have undeservingly placed in someone or in a situation you believe to be safe. It is a predictor of unfaithfulness in love. It is an ill-omened card that predicts betrayal or must encourage you to reflect on the trust you have undeservingly placed in someone or in a situation you believe to be safe. It is a predictor of unfaithfulness in love. Listen, the cards don't lie. They don't have a dog in this fight. And they can't lie because they're simply pieces of paper with artwork drawn on them. Yet somehow or another, they are able to tap into certain things. It's called the collective. I use the collective to read cards. And so this is the situation. I don't know if you're the wife, if you're the side chick, whatever the case may be. This is the situation. It is a Vesta problem. One man, two or more women. The two or more women vie for the attention, the love, and the time of the man. So this can either make the two women fight against each other, tear each other apart. But a smart Vesta move would be the two women coming together and confronting the man. Because she's really not your enemy. She really isn't. Okay? So instead of fighting with her, you might want to direct those words and those questions to him. So that's what I have for you. I hope that helped. Sorry it wasn't great news. And that's what I have for you, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And so until next time, namaste.